Good evening to all of you. Thank you for coming today. Please have a seat, enjoy. Drinks, food will be served, and enjoy the night, enjoy the day. Thank you for your presence and for surprising. It's a lovely surprise to see Prof walking in and seeing a crowd of people. So thank you for that. Sarosha Mandika Wijeyaratne was born on the 29th of January, 1959 in Kandy. He was the firstborn in a family of 3 children. His father, Denzel Kingsley, was a corporate executive and an ardent alumnus of Royal College Colombo. His mother, Nelia Chintamani Silva, was from Kandegoda, Ambalangoda, and was a full-time homemaker who excelled in piano music. Mandika grew up in his father's ancestral home in Tehiwala until they moved 1 year later to Navala, Rajagiriya, which was their memorable home. His childhood was filled with laughter and play with his younger siblings, coming into life within 3 years of him. He attends Royal Primary College in the year of 1965, and that's his first day at school. He excelled in his studies, interestingly, which accomplished independently, sans any tuition, and he completed the GCE A-level examination in 1977. Apparently, his priority has always been maths, physics, and space science. However, he owes 2 people, Dr. Stella Gertrude de Silva and his mother, who coaxed him to become a medical doctor. He entered the Colombo Medical School, constantly rejecting rote learning. But as he entered into the 3rd year and entered into clinical practice and clinical medicine, he thrived and he enjoyed that work. He graduates in 1983 with honors and a distinction in physiology. In 1984, he begins internship in surgery and medicine at Colombo General Hospital. Interestingly, the late Douglas Chandrasekhar Wickramasinghe apparently inspired Prof. Mandika to opt a lifetime career in surgery. As a medical officer in the surgical ICU, he always talks about his time in Dr. Thisal Jayawardena, who inspired him in his specialty. But I think this true call for vascular surgery came in his resident house of the period under Kayatri surgeon, the eminent Mr. Rudra Rasaratnam, as was called. And he came the passion for blood. He was successful in his first attempt at the MS Surgery Part 1 in 1985, was adjudged the best performer. The young trainee commenced formal PG training under the late Dr. S.J. Stephen, who inspired him to stitch to precision. His surgical training was perhaps consolidated best under the late Professor R.A. Navaratna, Professor of Surgery, University of Colombo, in the times of 1986 to 1987. It's the year of 1988 that you see Mandika successfully clearing the MS Part 2 examination in general surgery in his first attempt. His real taste for vascular surgery developed when he was at Whittington and Middlesex Hospital, London, under tutelage of Mr. Alan Wilson, while on his overseas postgraduate training. He would hang on as he is for 6 more months, pursuing his ambition and training in renal transplantation under Mr. Oswald Fernando. Subsequently, in 1990, the March of 1990, he joins University of Colombo in his chosen specialty of vascular and transplantation under the excellent leadership of Professor A.H. Sharif Dean. As he walks in right now, and remains his teacher. Your entrance is beyond Impeccable timing, sir. As we was just mentioning how Prof. Mandika in his career and his childhood, he finally enters University of Colombo in the year of March 1990 in his chosen specialty of vascular and transplantation under the excellent leadership of Professor H. Sharifdeen, who would over the years be his teacher and his mentor. For a man who insists he didn't ever want to study medicine, his achievement, contribution, impact on the specialty is endless. For the next 35 years and 7 months, he would serve the University of Colombo and the Department of Surgery, educating, operating, researching, innovating, and more beyond anything, constantly pushing boundaries. Thank you, each and every one of you who have gathered here today. Your presence is a show of appreciation to Professor Mandika Wijeyaratne for the service he has rendered to the department, the hospital, the university, the country, and humanity. Sir, tonight is about you and you alone. Be it the son, be it the husband, the father and the uncle, the relative, the friend, the colleague at work, the protege of your beloved teachers, and for all of us of the society, our beloved sir. Can I invite you onto the stage for a brief moment? So Professor Resnik Kasim can come up and share with you a small token. It's essentially the thoughts, the memories and stories of everyone who's been here today, either in words or in their feelings and thoughts. So we hope that this thank you, sir. Hoping that our memories, our wishes, and our thoughts can remain forever close to your heart. Thank you all. Please enjoy the rest of the day and the proceedings to follow. I see no better person to start the proceedings who knows him from his childhood, his school days, and from his young adolescence and his time of his school. Can I invite onto stage Mr. Ravi Agama, who would like to share some thoughts and some stories of this man.
I sort of realized that he is not very keen on this item in the agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to celebrate a journey that spans 36 years, one filled with dedication, passion, and an unwavering commitment to education and scholarship. It is with a touch of joy, it is with both joy and a touch of sadness, really, that you honor Mandika as he retires after 36 illustrious years in academia. This epic journey, I would respectfully submit to you, began in the classrooms of Royal Junior and later the Royal College, where we learned of books and men and learnt to play the game. If I say there is no one here who has known him longer than I, not even dear Chandrika, you will have to accept it. You have to believe me, because my association with Mandika goes to 1970. There are classmates, at least one here, whose association may have gone back to 1965, Dr. Vikramarachi, but I came there only in 1970. But I remember him because he always kept a seat for me in the school bus, which came from Rajagiriya, went up to Royal College. On days we had detention or we were punished for some misdemeanor in class, we used to walk across to Mandika's aunt, Mrs. Amarasinghe, across the road to Mayfair Flats, and we used to have lunch there and quickly come back and serve our term of punishment. We didn't, at that time, we had remarkable teachers, particularly in the A-levels, for zoology, botany, physics, chemistry, and we didn't have any students that I can remember who went for private tuition. Except, of course, for Errol Fernando's mass chemistry class, where, of course, we went not really to learn chemistry, but it was a mixed class of girls and boys. Many of our classmates, neither Mandika nor me, but many of us found our life partners in Errol Fernando's chemistry class. Mandika was, of course, in another league at Royal. He was brilliant in his studies and was always amongst the top students. One memory that is fresh in my mind, which Mandika himself may even have forgotten, is a dance, I believe, at the Colombo Golf Club while we were still students. When Mandika's vivacious cousins from an African country, Menaka and Mayanti, I think Mayanti is no longer amongst the living, both of them were visiting. And we didn't have money to buy dance tickets at that time, but Uncle Dicky and Auntie Chinta, Mandika's parents, were gracious enough to buy tickets for Mandika, his siblings, and one for me, just to make up the three couples at the dance. And the condition was that we would alternate partners so that Mandika's brother and sister won't have to end up dancing with each other for the whole night. But the baser instincts took over in us, and his poor siblings were left to dance with each other for the entire night. Now, Lihini and Manuk, if Manuk is connected to these proceedings, that's a side of Mandika that you may not even have realized. I think Mandika, this was complained to his parents, and Mandika got a piece of his mother's mind about this conduct later on. Our ways parted thereafter, when I, who had painstakingly studied zoo, botany, physics, chemistry, gained admission to the law school in Hulsdorf. Those days, it used to be said that failures were the pillars of law college. One witty senior in the profession even quipped, failures were successful pillars. However, from a distance, I have watched Mandika, my childhood friend, navigating the evolving landscapes of academia and surgery with utmost grace, and have been present at important milestones in his professional and personal life. Difficult to process that our ways parted at that stage, which got me thinking, what's the difference in our two professions? There are, of course, many similarities. Lawyers and doctors wield a lot of power in society. We make more money than most of the other professions. But apart from that, there are a lot of differences. One, of course, the classical difference that your mistake is buried 6 feet underground, whereas our mistake hangs in the air. Apart from that, I was thinking about the use, one of the most merciful things that evolved in the recent past, not recent, some time in the past, was the use of cadavers. Medical students can slice and dice to their heart's content, and nobody really gets hurt. But look at us. On the day we take our oath and we pick up our practicing gown, we have never had a flesh and blood client in all our life. We are like a learner driver who has studied all of the science of driving but never driven a vehicle. There are other differences that came to my mind. For instance, that you all are not very particularly glued to your diaries like lawyers. You love to fix important functions like this on a Friday, where the Thursday was a public holiday, and then the next 2 days are Saturday and Sunday. Lawyers cross off those dates very carefully, and those go as extended long weekends. One of the most significant aspects of Mandika's legacy is his role as a mentor, shaping the lives of his students, guiding them not only in their academic pursuits, but also in their personal and professional development. Many of them here today can attest to the impact he had on their lives. It is certain that Mandika's influence extends far beyond the lecture hall or the practicals, and his legacy will continue to inspire future generations. As we celebrate this incredible milestone, we also look ahead. Retirement may mark the end of an era in the classroom, but it is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of a new chapter, filled with opportunities for exploration and adventure. Whether it be traveling, pursuing hobbies, or spending more time with family and friends, we know you will embrace this next phase of your life with the same passion you had previously in your academic field. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Ravi Algama. There's a saying, family is everything. Prof calls National Hospital his second home, sometimes his first home. He's probably been there more often and spent more hours there than at home. To give a perspective of how things were at home and how proud you are of where he is, may I invite two people who are very close to him, Lihini and Sanuja. May I ask you to a few speak words?
Hello, everyone. I'm Lihini, and this is Sanuja. I probably know most of you here, either as being family or being friends and work colleagues for so long that you might as well be family. And usually it's my father giving a speech about me or Manuk. So it's funny how the tables have turned and now suddenly I am talking about him. So I've been asked to talk about what it was like growing up with Mandika Wijeyaratne as a father. And honestly, I can say that we didn't know any different. So, we were probably blissfully ignorant, particularly as very young children. I think Manuk was a little bit confused at one point, and he did ask Amma whether Tata was an older puta or not, but other than that, generally, I think we knew that he was our father. Yeah, we were pretty unaware of the extreme work schedules and late nights and things. And I think our mother and extended family, grandparents, grandaunts, granduncles provided enough cushioning for us to not be aware of any lack. And as far as I remember, you were never really absent for anything like a birthday or anything else important. So yeah, we didn't really miss out on anything as far as we're concerned. And as we grew older and into teenage years, we probably were less aware and less grateful for what you were both doing in your careers. But whether we liked it or not, we were often taken around to the various workshops that you were doing all over the country, the conferences, the sessions, the orations. And looking back, I think Manuk and I would both agree that we were given every opportunity to learn and move and witness, move with anybody from any walk of life. And for that, we are very grateful. And also, we were able to witness both of you provide a service to people by working hard and with integrity. So we're very lucky. And looking back now, you both gave us the foundation to reach any height while being firmly rooted on the ground. And I remember that you did spend time talking with us. You encouraged us to strive for excellence and reach for the stars. And as you have probably noticed, it's hard to talk about you, Tata, without talking about Amma, because you're very much both a team. And you know, it's almost 40 years since you all got married. And yes, we have witnessed a wonderful partnership of two team players who really work together to make work life and family life as good as they could possibly be. And we saw that you both genuinely give to others and bask in the success of others. And you have both gained a lot of joy in life from doing so and are thus valued by many. And as we have been married and having children and things ourselves, we certainly appreciate more than we used to as to what it takes to excel in work and family. So you have many sayings, Tata, and one of them is that not everything that counts is counted, and everything that is counted doesn't count. So you have lots of titles and accolades. You're a surgeon, a professor, and an academic, and so on. But I would like to talk about some of the things that are not always counted, but I believe count. I remember being with you once on Ward 28, and there was a man who had both his legs amputated, and he was very unwell. And it was clear that he was not going to survive. And I remember how you told his wife that this was the case, and her husband wasn't going to survive. And I was actually struck by your kindness and empathy. And usually, I think most people who don't know you might think that you are very gruff and abrupt. But the truth is, and I think everyone who knows you will agree, is that you're actually a very kind person, and that was reflected in your medical practice. And then the second is really integrity and honesty, because you never let us get away with any form of wrongdoing, particularly when Manuk was trying to cheat at Scrabble when we were young, or when we did something wrong. And as a vascular surgeon, you certainly demanded perfection, but I think with age, you are now becoming more accustomed to imperfection. And I think one of your imperfections, if I can call it that, is your serious persistence to prove that you are right. If you believe that you are right, it's very difficult to have an argument with you. And however, on the flip side, I think your persistence to finding out the truth and your dogged determination and resilience to do so is one of your most admirable qualities, and that's something that the two of you together embody. I also see that you are someone who always gives life everything you have. You said the other day that you believe that if you are a good person who does good things, the universe will protect you and do good by you. And your ability to embrace the unknown and lean into the discomfort of whatever may be happening has probably been one of the keys to your success in life and in work. And as a result, you have both inspired us to live a life of service with integrity and doing our best. So, what now? You have another saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So, you have always given me lots of advice on what I should be doing in life, so now let me give you some back. I'm sure you will continue to be very active in vascular surgery and do lots of exciting and innovative things, but you may also wish to broaden your interests. There is something that the Japanese called ikigai, which means purpose in life, and apparently they believe it is linked to longevity. So I think you've had lots of ikigais, actually. Smelly, rotting feet is one of them, but there are others as well. When I returned home after COVID, you had suddenly developed a strange obsession with coffee, and maybe now is the time to follow that. You have always talked about the Himalayas and doing a base camp trek. I don't know how Amma feels about that, but I'll leave that to the two of you to sort out. You are very philosophical, particularly in Buddhism, and I think it's really shaped your view of the world and also ours as a result, and maybe this is the time to become a philosopher, who knows. And also you have an extreme love for our fish tank. Every time we visit, there's a new fish or a shrimp or a turtle, so maybe it's time to focus on that more. Ultimately, I think the role you will embrace the most is that of becoming a full-time CEO, and you have always been a dreamer, and we hope that you continue to follow your dreams and they become a reality. Thank you both for everything. And now Sanuja, my husband, will also speak a few words.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Sanuja, Leni's husband. Well, I haven't really known him for too long. And to be honest, like, standing up on stage when someone else is speaking and just looking at the crowd is quite an experience, I would say. So yeah, I've got to know him probably 1.5, 2 years ago. It's been quite not so long, to be honest, compared to everyone else here who is spanning about 50 years, 30 years, and so many more. So I'm going to keep my speech short and sweet. So other than being Leni's husband, I've also been the scapegoat for today. He had absolutely no idea that this was happening. Leni walked up to me earlier this week, and she was like, yeah, we'll tell him that you're giving a speech, and it's a startup event, right? So that, make it sound real, okay? Please drop a message on the group. Make sure everyone is here on time. And while walking into this hall, and while we were in the lift just prior to that, he was like, are you ready for your speech? You're good to go, right? Like, you got something good to say. I was like, yeah, everything is good, everything is ready. But all jokes aside, I mean, it's been a very interesting journey knowing you all. I was very nervous when Leni first asked me to come and meet the parents. Like, it's always a very nerve-wracking thing, I'd had a glass or two of wine also before, prior to walking in. And to be quite frank, I was welcomed to their home, and it was very kind and loving, and it was a very beautiful family. And I would have to say that you all have done an amazing job by raising your daughter. You know, I see the brilliance that has come about through her. I also see the scars that have been there, but anyway, that was supposed to be a joke, but anyway, no one's laughing on that. But it's been very interesting knowing you and talking to you. I greatly enjoy our chats that we have about space more often than not, to be honest. Like sometimes I question, like the chats are very rare on medicine and very frequent on entrepreneurship, on space, and on physics. Maybe at heart he should have chosen the journey in physics. He is nodding his head in approval, you know. But I'm sure he would have done very well in whatever he's chosen, considering the massive achievements that he has accomplished throughout his life. Anyway, I'm going to keep it short. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak and welcoming me to your family with loving arms. Thank you.
So now we're going to watch a video from Manuk, my brother.
Hi everyone. A little message from all of us. It's a lovely day here in Bristol. Change in seasons coming up. Maz, have you got something to tell Sia?
A pride and the next year.
That's happy retirement, Sia. Couldn't have said it better myself. Tata, we're very proud of you. We're very proud of everything you've done. You're a real inspiration to us all, especially to me, as I've grown up with you in my life, and you've grown on me more and more as I've grown. We can now have discussions about all the complex meaning of life, which has obviously become a big hobby for you over time. I hope now you can move on to develop even more interests now that you're retiring, and we look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.
Joining up to Manuk's words, it's a change of seasons for you as well. Hopefully a beautiful change of seasons, just like this autumn day here. We are so grateful for your unwavering support for us, for your endless advice, and we love you very much. And see you soon. Very few weeks left till our meetup in Sri Lanka, in sunny Sri Lanka.
Anything else you'd like to say, Maz?
A pride and the next year.
Happy retirement, Sia. We have a short video for you, which we hope you enjoy.
Bye everyone.
Bye everyone.
Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, da 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 da. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, da 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 da. Here comes the sun, I say it's alright. The sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Da-da-da, sun, 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 here it comes. Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, da 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 da. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
And as a token of the four of us, we would like to give you a little present.
Thank you, Lihini, Sanuja, and Manuk. Seems like they need a new chair at home. So Isaac Newton says, we are who we are because we stand on the shoulders of giants. That is how we have achieved what we've done. And I'm sure for Professor Mandika, having spent 35 years in the Department of Surgery, under the tutelage and advice and apprenticeship of his beloved teacher, there can be no better person than to share with us his thoughts about his protege. Can I invite Professor Sharifdeen on the stage to speak a few words?
Mandika, Chandrika, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, you do believe it, I'm actually going to sing a song. I've never sung a song in my life in public prior to this. I think once when Neville was the president, he had some Indian surgeons, and there was a song by Shah Rukh Khan, and I remember 4 words, kuch kuch hota hai. It's something that goes as, I love you very much or something. Anyway, see, I was not told at what time you were going to start, so I walked in, and I was going to talk to the band and ask them to sort of play a few bars of this, but it was too late. So I'm now stuck with this song. I will sing it. I will really not sing it, but probably articulate it. And if those who know the song can join me. It goes like this. I've got something to tell you. I've got something to say. I'm going to put this dream into motion. I'll never let anything stand in my way. When the going gets tough, the tough gets a going. When the going gets tough, the tough get a going. And when the going gets rough, the tough get ready, the tough get going again. This has been the fascinating story of Mandika. He has enjoyed encountering tough situations, and he has gone. This is really also this song that I heard sung by a chap called Billy Ocean in the 1980s. I was fully into vascular surgery at that time. And Professor Harold Ellis, who was my dear teacher in England, he asked me, Sharif, what are you going to do? And I said, I want to go into vascular surgery. And then he sort of stopped in the corridor, looked at me, and he said, you know, are you prepared? Are you prepared to operate for 6 to 8 hours revascularizing or restoring the blood flow to a leg. And then going home very tired and getting into bed and getting a call saying that the circulation is not working. And are you prepared to come back and work for another 6 to 8 hours on the leg to make sure that you get it right a second time? And he looked at me. And I said, I love it. I am prepared for it. And that is why I came to sort of learn this. And I said, can you please put me on to vascular surgeons? And he introduced me to Mr. E. Scott, the first man in the world to publish the successful carotid endarterectomy. So, at that time, in the 1980s, it was tough. The going was tough because I had to work single-handed. And for many years, I was the only vascular surgeon on call for 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. Professor Ratnatunga was in Kandy. He then took his sabbatical leave and went away. And I had to manage this. But it was, I think, a great challenge, and I hope. And that should be the challenge of every vascular surgeon. And every vascular surgeon, I will sort of advise you to try and get this song and listen to this song. It's a very catchy tune, and it keeps on working in your brain. That is when the going gets tough. The tough get going. Now, following the retirement of Professor Navaratne in 1987, the vacancy was announced for a lecturer, stroke senior lecturer in the Department of Surgery, the Faculty of Medicine, Colombo. There was some delay in getting this application form overseas, where Mandika was undergoing training, and then started his first assignment, or what you call the tough period. Because he had to fight the authorities and ask them to accept his application, as he had received it, the form had come to him late through no fault of his. So that was the first of his battles. Then one morning in 1990, I was operating in Operation Theatre B at the National Hospital, and many of the surgeons here, I'm sure, would have seen Operating Theatre B. And then a young man came, and I was in theatre dress in between surgery, and he said, "Sir, I am Mandika. I want to join the Department of Surgery." Then I told him, "Mandika, yes, you have to apply. And then there is a process, and there will be an interview. There will be other applicants. And I am not the appointing authority, so you'll have to go through this process. Good luck to you, and I hope you get the job." This was the first time I learned how to position myself when talking to Mandika. He is a chap, 6 feet tall, twice my weight, and now I am in this theatre dress and waiting, and he now comes and says, "I want to join the department." And I didn't get this form in time. And I was backing away and going. So those who know the theatre will say the theatre corridor, and then I went back into the operating theatre, into the recovery area. And he again said, "I want to sing." And so I said, okay, it is in the hands of the council, it is in the hands of the various other boards but he would say, "I want." So then I saw the surgeon's restroom open. So I quickly took refuge and went into the room, and Buddy followed me. And Then I saw my favorite chair in this room, Hansi Putua, and where I used to take a power nap in between surgical operations. And when I fell there and relaxed, he couldn't sort of bend over me anymore. So after that, whenever Mandika spoke to me, I made sure that there was a wall behind me. So he couldn't make me climb the wall, but I could at least stay put, or some sort of solid object against which I could lean. His battles for fair play began even earlier. He was the first in the batch that passed out at the postgraduate exam, but he was not given the first choice of a registrar's post. And he fought. And he fought, and he's a tough man, you see, the tough kid going. And he got what he wanted, and he joined the professorial surgical unit as registrar. Later, he wanted to go to UK as registrar, and a very good friend of mine, Professor Dr. Jayavira, who was a consultant anesthetist at the Whittington Hospital. He was so good that when I went to visit him, he took me to the professor of surgery, and the professor said, on Raja's, he was Raja Jaira, on Raja's recommendation, I will take any registrar into my unit for 1 year, anyone that you recommend. And so I recommended Mandika, and he got the job, and he spent a year there, and he came back. When he came back, we asked him to do some thyroidectomies, mastectomies, and he was very unhappy. And then I found that he had this great liking for vascular surgery. He chose a tough path, and of course, he was a tough man, and he got going. His academics are not simple professionals. Their ability to contribute to the institution in the form of research, innovation, and contributing to the teaching training program is reflected not only in their obtaining MD by thesis or PhD, but also by its quality. Mandika is the first, I believe, in the Department of Surgery to obtain this MD by thesis on his seminal research on carotid artery plaques, which is much acclaimed. Since then, he has had very first. All of you know about the fact that he did the first live, at least cadaver liver transplant in the country, and has carried out many more. His love and passion for vascular surgery developed, he says, watching me operate and assisting me in as many vascular operations as possible. I don't know whether he learned from me or not, but he has now turned to be a superb vascular surgeon. And he had another love and passion at that time, which he pursued with the same intensity to win over the hand of lovely Chandrika. He has been intensely successful in both these ventures. He is a tireless worker, and a teacher and a trainer with an ability to correct people without being abusive. That is his major quality. His trainees will authenticate this. He has put Sri Lanka in the map of the vascular surgical stage, and is called to deliver lectures at overseas scientific meetings and to be a resource person at these events. A product of the Colombo Medical Faculty, we are proud that during his academic career in the Department of Surgery, he more than stood up to the mission statement of the faculty: compassion, competence, and care. The degree of his compassion was shown at his farewell on Wednesday when one of his senior house officers spoke in Tamil, and she then recited, or she sang a song which she had written in Tamil, praising Mandika. None of them could understand it while they were there, but then she also read out a translation. And she broke into tears during that sort of part of the sort of presentation. Competence, we all know about it. And he has now come of age. His operations, he has sort of innovated many operations, and they are now part of the standard teaching of vascular surgery in this country. Care. Lini just spoke about the care and compassion he has shown and what she has learned about him. And I have also seen that he really cares for patients. All of us in Sri Lanka, we go around saying, oh, those doctors, they only care for money, they only care for themselves, and they do not care for patients. And here is this fine living example of a person who has, in the ward, when he goes on a ward round, the way he speaks to these poor patients is really a treat to watch. He has been a good friend and a colleague to me, and I have enjoyed every moment that I worked with him. I wish him, Chandrika, and the family happiness, and wish him further success in the future of the retired but the tireless surgical world. The going hopefully would be less tough. Nevertheless, he will keep going. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. There's probably no better honor and grace than to hear those words from his own teacher and his mentor. Ladies and gentlemen, Prof. Wijeyaratne, Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, who has been, is currently abroad, but he has sent a message. May I invite Acting Dean, Professor Prasad Katulanda, to speak on his behalf and share the thoughts from the faculty perspective.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Professor Mandika Wijeyaratne, Madam Mandika Wijeyaratne, and the members of the family and distinguished guests. I take it immense pleasure and pride to read a message from Dean, Professor Wijeyaratne, on this very august occasion. Dear Professor Mandika Wijeyaratne, on behalf of all our colleagues, students, and the academic community of the Faculty of Medicine of the University of Colombo, I extend our deepest gratitude and warmest congratulations on your retirement. Your remarkable career as a professor of surgery at the Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo, has been one of dedication, distinction, and immense impact. Through your experience, through your expertise, guidance, and unwavering commitment to surgical education and patient care, you have shaped countless lives and set high standards for excellence. Your legacy will live on in the knowledge and skills of the students you have trained, the patients you have healed, and the colleagues you have inspired. We celebrate your contributions and thank you for your years of service. May this new chapter be as fulfilling and impactful as your esteemed career has been. With warmest regards and best wishes, Wijeyaratne Professor Vascular Disanayake, Dean, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo. Ladies and gentlemen, I also had the opportunity to be associated very closely with Professor Mandika Wijeyaratne. Firstly, as a medical student, and subsequently as a surgical resident at Ward 18, when Professor Mandika was also quite a very young, energetic, enthusiastic surgeon. I have a lot of memories where when Professor Sheriff Dean was the senior vascular surgeon, when he did all the sort of very well planned out, clean triple A's and FemPops and everything. But Professor Mandika was very keen with a lot of energy, always trying to go an extra mile and doing all the difficult distal bypasses and so on. And some nights where when there was a period, I think there was a period where was a very short period, there was no SR in surgery, vascular surgery. And I was resident, and suddenly there was a message that patient with some vascular issue is being transferred from, I think, Kalutara. And Professor Mandika gave a call, Prasad, this patient is coming and you have to be prepared, I think, with lots of blood. I think I can remember how many pints that I reserved, and only him and I was, there, and because the registrars was also somewhere, I don't know. So there was like a huge dressing when the patient was brought in, and he was taking one by one, and then the party started with a gush of blood going all over the, I think, ceiling and everywhere, and I could see how he was also anxious as a young surgeon, and then ultimately, however, we managed to get that sorted. So there were so many nice memories that we had, and in transplantation with our department, the surgical department. So I think, Professor Mandika, you had done a lot of service to this country, the humanity, and particularly our medical school and the National Hospital, and you name it, everywhere. So I would like to wish you, madam, and the family, the happiness. Both of you are retired now. You all can also think of a lot of other interests, grandchildren, very good health, happiness, and also continuing energy to serve the nation. Thank you very much. All the very best.
So this is a small video clip about the story of Prof and his research assistants. So this story started several decades back with Prof Vascular Disanayake, who is the current dean of our faculty of Colombo, medical faculty. So Prof wanted to recruit a IT-savvy person to the surgical department. The role of a research assistant at that time was unheard of. So Prof Vajira, pre-intern doctor at that time, ended up being Prof Mandika's first research assistant. The aim of recruitment was to start an electronic patient database, and this database is still being continued, where each and every patient admitted to the male and female vascular surgical ward is being entered. So Prof has produced numerous research with this data, and they have been published in prestigious journals such as the European Journal of Vascular Surgery. So after Prof Vascular Disanayake, there have been numerous research assistants who have worked under Prof. All are doing well, and at least 5 of them are vascular and transplant surgeons today. So I myself, being one of them, is really grateful to Prof for inspiring me. So Prof, I wish you a happy retirement. Thank you for all your teaching and help.
Thank you, Tilna. He himself a demonstrator, now currently a vascular surgeon at Teaching Hospital Kurunegala. Ladies and gentlemen, his contribution to research innovation has been immense. He's created a culture of research that we all embrace now. But he's more than just research. His contribution to vascular surgery probably starts where Prof. Sridhar left off. He started off from where he left off and moved it into a different world, a different realm of where vascular surgery is, and that we now embody and we enjoy. I see no better person than Professor Resni Kasim, his trainee, his junior, to share with us what Prof. Mandika has achieved in his career of 34 years as a department and a vascular surgeon.
What did he introduce to this country? He's an amazing human being who has introduced so many firsts. I'll be happy to introduce just one. So I'll just start from a few things because it's too much to mention, and I've been told to stop in 5 minutes. Anyway, here we go. When I started training in 2004, and I was waiting to be a vascular transplant surgeon, he one day came and said, you know, we should do a liver transplant. Then I thought, he's stark, really mad. Really. What's he talking about? But I realized he's serious about this. And suddenly he tells me, about 4 months into my training, I'm going to America. I said, why, sir? No, I have to learn liver transplant. So he goes to this man, he starts, and he spends time in US. Then he comes back, he encourages me and the next 2 SRs to go and learn liver transplant. So we all 3 went there. And then here we go. And in 2010, I think, we did our first liver transplant with very minimal facilities. And this is a team, most of the members are here. And we lost a lot because we are inexperienced. We transfused 29 units of blood, I think. And this is the liver we explanted, and well-perfused liver, and here we are, a few days later. So the first successful liver transplant was done by him. It's amazing story, and then he got on to regular liver resections. It was not the first. Prof. Sharif, where he took off where Prof. Sharifdin started doing all those. And here we have. And then he went on to, he established the first regular carotid endarterectomy program in this country. From scanning himself, and then within a week or 2, getting it done very fast. And with difficulty to get SICU beds, still he started doing this. And this is next to the statue of Debeki, who is similar to him in US, who did all the first in America, including the first coronary artery bypass graft for the heart. And not only did he do stuff, he actually went on to publish in all the biggest 2 journals in vascular surgery, the first Sri Lankan to ever publish in JVS, Journal of Vascular Surgery in the US, and the European Society of Vascular Surgery, the journal. So in high-impact journals and British Journal of Surgery, he has published most of his work. And then he was the first one to personally map arteries in the color duplex and go on to do, he's the first man in Sri Lanka to do distal bypasses. It's like the forbidden terrain in vascular surgery. Even now, most places in the world cannot do this successfully. And these are some limbs which are definitely going to be amputated. And all his trainees, I must say, they do it very easily now because of his training, and he mastered this technique. And here you see a photo where from the knee to the ankle, a bypass done, and he's proved it with an angiogram that is flowing. And also with this came lots of other things. Naturally, he's the first person to establish proper wound care service, where he personally attends to The smell means nothing. Without even the glove, he used to touch and teach us all. First surgeon, I think, to relentlessly pursue wound care. And this is the result of most of this. And there are many firsts for vascular he has done. And these people otherwise would have amputated. He got limbs for them and they start walking. Foam sclerotherapy, which is now we take for granted. He was the first person. Laser ablation of varicose veins, just to name a few. First in man study in the world in some of these polyurethane grafts he did. And he established, even with not one of things, a regular disease donor transplant. He established transplants in the LRH for kids. Army hospital he established. He started the thoracoabdominal aortic aneurysm program, open surgery, successfully, which we have a series now with very minimum mortality. And the stuff that he did, he established the SLSVS, and he's the first president of the SARC Vascular Society, where he's the boss of all, even currently, he's the president of the SARC Vascular Society, where India and all recognize his contribution. And he's the current president of the specialty board, and he got a Vidya Jyoti award, and the list is countless. So in this short while, I just gave a glimpse of the man's achievements, and I'm proud to be your trainee. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's been a bit professional and a bit serious so far. Lots of messages coming through. I think dinner is almost coming up. Those who know Prof. Mandika knows, I mean, he's greatness. Greatness comes with a little bit of idiosyncrasies, I think. There's a bit of Prof. Mandika that everybody feels. He's got his nature, a habit that we enjoy. We laugh with him. We enjoy. It's difficult to understand sometimes what he says. Long pauses, wondering, scratching, what on earth is he saying sometimes? Before dinner kicks in, we got a small script, a small skit, if you may. Don't feel offended, sir. We would like to share with you from our side, how things are and how we feel life is from our end, being on the receiving end of things. And can I invite three colleagues, Dr. Supun Godaheva, Dr. Gayan Bandara, and the junior most guy around, Dr. Banu, House Officer, to show us how things are from a junior point of view. So please enjoy. We'll break for dinner afterwards.
Mali. Good morning.
Good morning. Hari ඔක්කොම patients ලා ටික බලලා තියෙන්නේ අද නම්.
හරි ඔක්කොම නීට් එක බැලුවනේ. ලේසි නෙච්චර අවුලක් නෑනේ.
මෙහෙමයි ඉතින් ඔක්කොම කුණු තුවාලනේ තියෙන්නේ.
කුණු තුවාල? පිස්සු කරන්න එපා. මේ ඉන්න වැස්කියුලර් සර්ජන්ලා දෙයියන්ට වගේ සලකන්නේ. එහෙම කතා කරන්න එපා. ඔයා
අයියා කියන එක තමයි ඒත් ඉතින් ඒකනේ ඇත්ත.
මේ දැන් අද ප්‍රොෆ් රවුන්ඩ් කරන්න එන දවස. ඒක හන්දා හරියට බලලා තියනවනේ ප්‍රොෆ් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන දේවල් ටිකක් තියෙනවා.
අයියේ මේ මම ප්‍රොෆ් එක නම් වැඩ කරලා නැහැ. ප්‍රොෆ් කොහොමද බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ?
මෙහෙමයි ප්‍රොෆ් වැඩි දේවල් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හරිම ඩීසන්ට්ලි ඇවිල්ලා පේෂන්ට්ගේ ප්‍රසන්ටින් කම්ප්ලේන්ට් එක ඇහුවා. මැනේජ්මන්ට් එක කිව්වා ගියා. එහෙම තමයි ඉන්න ඕනේ. වෙන මුකුත් කරන්න එපා.
මෙහෙමයි වට තරහ වෙන්න එපා. මේ මම පොඩි දෙයක් අහලා තියෙනවා. ප්‍රොෆ් ගහනවාද අයියේ? මේ මෙහෙමයි ඉන්ටර්න් කරන්නයි ගුටි කන්නයි දෙකක් කරන්න නම් බෑ.
ප්‍රොෆ් අපේ ප්‍රොෆ් කියන්නේ හරිම අහිංසක මුව පැව්වෙක් වගේ කෙනෙක්. ඉන්ටර්න් කෙනෙකුට, රෙජිස්ට්‍රාර් කෙනෙකුට, SR කෙනෙකුට අඩු ගානේ එයා වටේ ඉන්න කන්සල්ටන්ට්ලා කීප දෙනාට කෙස් ගහකටවත් ත්‍රිදෙන්න කිසිම දෙයක් කරපු නැති මිනිස්සෙක්. ඒක නිසා ඔයා කිසි බයක් නැතුව ප්‍රොෆ් පාපු ගමන් දස ගාලා ප්‍රසන් කරන්නයි තියෙන්නේ.
හරි. අයියා කියනවා කරන්න. අවුලන්නේ?
හරි.
අවුලන්නේ? අයියයි පොරක් එනවා නම් පේනවා කොණ්ඩෙත් තියනවා. හරිද? නළුවෙක් වගේ. ප්‍රොෆ් කෙනෙක් වෙන්න බෑනේ.
බලමු. ප්‍රොෆ් තමයි එන්නේ. පිස්සු කෙලින්න එපා.
බොරු කියන්න එපා. අයියේ හරියට ආනෝල්ඩ් වගේනේ.
ආනෝල්ඩ් කිව්වේ ආනෝල්ඩ් ශාසනක වගේද?
පිස්සු සුදයි ආනල් සුබසිංහ.
හරි හරි. Prof වෙනවා ready වෙන්න. Miss Prof වෙනවා ready වෙන්න. Prof is coming. Prof is coming to the word round.
Your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's the franchise world shining now. You can't see me, my time is now. In case you forgot or fell off, I'm still hot, knock your shell off. My money stacked fat, plus I can't turn the swell off. The franchise doing big business.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Sir, morning.
So I was just downstairs and I thought, I don't exercise much.
Yes, sir.
I thought, it's very necessary to exercise and to fast yourself.
Exactly.
Right? So how's things?
Good,
All
sir.
good in the board?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Right, this is the
Newcomer.
Yeah. Okay. What's your name?
Sanda Kalum, sir.
Sandakalum. Sandakalum. So, all fine? You're prepared?
Yeah, good, sir.
So we'll make minced meat out of you. Right?
Yes, sir.
And so let's start. Let's start. Okay.
So this is our first patient.
No, wait. Let him present. Let's see what he has to say. Okay.
Sir, this patient, sir, this elderly gentleman presented with multiple problems, sir. Diabetes, hypertension, ischemic heart disease, Parkinson's, recently evaluated for back pain and a rash in his right butt.
You see, the question that I asked was, what's the problem? And then you are beating around the bush like 3-4 minutes, like, you are like a medical student. You're like a medical student. You're a third-year medical student. Right? My question was very specific. What was the problem?
Okay, sir. I got it. This patient, sir, admitted as requested by Prof. Resni Kasim, sir, at 3:30 in the morning, sir.
What? Prof. Resni Kasim.
Yes,
so
sir.
Resni admitted this patient
Yes, sir.
at 3:30 a.m.
Yes,
for
sir.
what? That was the question. I don't know what he was doing at 3:30 a.m. in the night and
I don't know,
admitting
sir.
patients to ward 28. Okay. You go on. Why was he admitted?
For assessment, sir. Urgent assessment at 3:30 in the morning.
Of what, man? Assessment of what? That is the problem. That is the problem. So you see, you need to identify
කිට්ටු වෙනවා.
and
Sir,
come up
කිට්ටු වෙනවා.
with a problem.
කිට්ටු වෙනවා.
Right.
කිට්ටු වෙනවා.
And
කිට්ටු
come
වෙනවා.
up.
කිට්ටු වෙනවා.
Diabetes, sir. Diabetes. Assessment of diabetes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All you could come up with, he admitted at 3:30 a.m. for further assessment of diabetes. Where's Resni? Where's Resni? He's there. So Resni, why did you admit this patient at 3:30?
No,
assessment of diabetes.
No, sir. He has a tiny wound on his left fifth toe. That was the reason, I guess.
That's a wound, sir. There's a wound, sir.
So all you could come up was he admitted for diabetes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit!
Oh
my God.
You see, now this is the problem. This is the problem that we have as a nation. You see, we see this time and time again. We as doctors, whenever you come up, we are like, we are a cerebrally constipated nation.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Constipated nation.
Yes, sir, yes.
Take example, you don't have foresight. You don't know anything about you. You don't have insight, and you don't even have hindsight. You are essentially, you are pancytopenic.
Exactly.
You understand? Right. I don't blame him. He just started. But Essar should know.
I started.
No, you haven't told him anything.
I have.
No, you haven't.
I have.
No, you haven't. You haven't done anything. Null and void.
So what's the... So now, sir, what's your plan for this patient?
No, here's the thing.
The rooster?
Where's Joel? Where's Joel? Where's Joel?
So, Joel is here. He wants to go to 10 duplex cancer.
I mean, we are in the middle of the ward round and he's going for...
No, we are not in the middle of the ward round. We are at the just first patients are here. He just want to do 10 duplex cancer.
Okay. I mean, he can do 10 duplex in like, it's very fast, right?
No. He said that he will finish the 10 scan and come before you finish the second bed.
Second bed?
Yes.
I mean... He should be very fast.
Very, very fast. Very fast.
So, you, come. So, this is a classic diabetic foot attack. All you need to do is just squeeze around and you see a lot of juice coming out. Okay, now you see, like, if you squeeze around this thing, you see a lot of pus and stuff. And then it's a classic case of diabetic foot attack. You see.
So there is some pus on your face, sir.
Well, doesn't matter. I mean, I do understand, but it doesn't matter.
Do you want to wash your face or something like that, sir?
Well, I would eventually, but you see, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So I'm telling these guys always, okay, we need more cerebrally right-minded people in this business.
Yes, sir.
You see, you need people who would think out of the box. Now, Rajni, I was just reading yesterday about a potential opportunity for us to earn more dollars.
What is that, sir?
Apparently, we have the largest roosters in the world compared to countries like, Uganda, Indonesia, Japan.
In Sri Lanka?
In Sri Lanka. So they have, small hens, and if we can export those roosters, we can generate more money. We need dollars. We are a bankrupt nation. We need more dollars. You see?
Yeah, sir, what's the plan for this patient?
No, wait. No. You have to listen to me, right? You have to listen to me. Now,
for this patient, sir, we need the plan, sir.
Okay, this just seems like it's just another diabetic foot attack, right?
Yes, sir.
It needs a debridement and putting on the revascularization plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Now this patient has diabetic foot and he needs debridement. That's what your plan. That's all.
Yeah. It needs a wound.
Right. Okay.
So,
sir, it's almost 1:30 now, and we need to finish the female ward
I
also.
thought we finished about 3 or 4. Not yet.
No, so we have to finish the female ward also. Now we have to go there.
Right. We'll go to the female ward and finish it off.
So we have finished one patient at least here.
Yeah, but we need more cerebrally sounded HOs. Like, this is the problem with medical education these days. Like, people cram and come and parrot it out. And you see.
Yeah.
Shall I start with the dissection, sir?
Yes, you can. You go ahead with the dissection.
Oh.
Capua Nether, what did you do? Son, you have cut the aorta into 2 pieces. Why did you do that?
Sir, I have
Yes, you can.
cut the round ligament.
It's not the round ligament. What are you talking, man? This is the aorta. So it's bleeding like nothing.
Sir, right, bleeded, sir.
On the potter. This is like the blood bank here. Right, okay. Right, now this is a very critical scenario, and I have experienced this several times in my life. So we have to apply some theory on this. Now when we have such a bleeding, my son, we have to apply 6 piece. Do you know 6 piece? So in
theory nan දැන් ඕනේ නැහැ නේද sir?
Bleeding, I know, don't tell me. I know this stuff, right? Okay, I am telling you, you have to control the 5 piece plus another piece. Do you know that?
Sir, part 2 එකට නම් 5යි තිබ්බේ sir, 5 piece.
Son, in Sri Lanka or anywhere in the world, if there's such a bleeding, there's only one man who can control this bleeding. That is Prof. We have to call Prof and get him here and ask him to help us. Okay? Right. Now, would you think that Prof will come here at this time and help us?
Otherwise, sir?
Exactly, that is the way you have to talk. Okay, tell. Miss පොඩ්ඩක් අපේ ප්‍රොෆ්ට කතා කරනවද පොඩි emergency situation එකක් කියලා? ප්‍රොෆ්ට එන්න කියන්න. අසිම් සර් කතා කරනවා කියන්නකෝ. හරි.
Your time is up, my time.
Hello. Oh, Miss, ඉක්මන් කළා කියන්න මට වෙලා නැහැ. මොකද? බ්ලීඩ් වෙනවා කොහෙන්ද? විස්කේද? සාමාන්‍ය. කොහෙන්ද බ්ලීඩ් වෙන්නේ? කකුලින්ද, බඩින්ද, අතින්ද කොහෙන්ද? Oh, right. Ask Wesley to, like, press කරන්න කියන්නේ මිස් මං එල බලන්න. Okay. Oh, boys.
Hello, sir.
Heavy.
So we have an emergency situation here. We have accidentally cut the aorta into 3 pieces.
How did you manage that?
Sir, I cut the round ligament, sir.
You thought it was round ligament and cut the aorta?
It was a hypertrophic round ligament, sir.
One hell of an imagination you guys have.
Yeah, it's bleeding, sir. The patient is bleeding.
Yeah, just compress. I mean, it doesn't matter. All you need is pressure. Where's Anusha? Anusha. So, I was telling Risni the other day about this genius method of earning dollars in Sri Lanka. See,
Sir, it's bleeding, sir.
Yeah, just hold on. Doesn't matter. Just he won't die.
So we are dying here.
Anusha, I was telling these guys, if we can import our large rooster, we can.
Sir, it's really, sir, now come, please, sir.
I mean, indeed, I'm going to send a letter to AKD telling, if we sort of.
Sir, we can't hold this, sir, please.
Yeah.
You can stop and come, sir, please.
Anusha, I'll talk to you about it later, okay? Yeah. And this dollar business that we have,
So you can come, sir, please.
But still, my idea is to send this.
No, it's bleeding now, so you can.
Oh, it's in pieces, no? Piece meal. Aorta. Where's Joel? Where's Joel?
Sir, Joel sir, nahi, sir.
I mean, where is he?
Sir, Kathakudi gila, sir.
Why did he go to Kathakudi?
Sir, Kathakudi wala RTA එකක් sir මේ ඒකේ අක්මාවයි අඥාශයයි ප්ලීහාවයි කකුගඩු කකුලයි බද්ධ කරනවා sir.
Total human transplantation.
Yes.
Interesting. I mean, I'm sure he can handle that. Where's the other guy? Where's Tushan?
Tushan අද නැහැ, sir.
Why?
Tushan ගෙදර ගිහලා sir අද ළමයි බලා ගන්න දවසට.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, I'm sure he's capable of doing that.
Exactly, sir.
Right. Okay, boys, we'll see what we can do. Anusha, pressure's all right. Okay. Come. Risni, you come here. I need you. Okay, all bleeding completed. All things hemostasis achieved. Anusha, how's the top end?
Good.
See, it just required, only one sort of stitch to sort all things out.
We know that. We know.
You see the physical field right now.
Yes.
You see?
Beautiful, sir. Beautiful. Excellent.
I know, right? Yeah. I know. So, let's do the rest of the repair.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes, sir.
You stay here.
We'll start the repair, sir.
You
Yes.
stay here.
Okay.
And we'll sort of, your assistance is very bad as your retraction. Very poor. Now you hold this in the place. Hold it properly. More talk. Hold it properly. You're pathetic now. Just hold it. Keep that, hold it like this, okay? And this one, hold it. It doesn't matter how you hold it. Hold it. hold it. Miss Ikmankala then, Miss Ikmankala then, Ikmankala then, Miss Ikmankala then. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. I don't care how you hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Right? And another thing, okay? Another retraction.
Sir, he's using his all 4 limbs, sir. That's all, he can't use anymore. He's having another 1 limb hanging down. You want him to use that limb also?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, he has another 1 limb.
Yes, that is the only limb hanging. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, well. It doesn't matter as long as he hold it.
No, it doesn't matter to you, sir, but it matters to him, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Resni, why don't you help?
Yeah, I will help.
Why don't you help?
Okay.
Why don't you help?
Okay, right.
Why don't you help?
Okay, right.
Hold it. Now properly. You make sure that you follow the threads. Okay. Index finger, middle finger. I've been telling you. You know, you're pathetic. You know, your assistance is very bad, very poor. Capital F-A-I-L, fail. You know, you are not an assistant, you are resistance. Okay? You know, you are not even 0 out of 5, you are minus out of 5. Anusha, I'm not operating with this guy, I'm fighting with Supun. Right? Okay, just make sure you do that. And I have just the remedy for your incapability of assisting. I call it the headbutt of SMW. Now you can see. Can you see clearly now? Can you see clearly now?
Sir, ඔච්චර පුළුවන් මට කොච්චර පුළුවන්ද? මෙතන.
Come here. Now can you see it properly now? Can you see it properly? Okay, we'll do the repair. Okay, everything is done. Right. Okay, everything's done. You know, Risni, see.
Yes, sir.
Not a drop. You can do this in a very aggressive manner.
Excellent work, sir. Excellent.
Is it beautiful?
Otherwise, don't tell me, sir. I have seen this several times. Excellent, sir. Excellent.
So, you see, and you know, I was just maybe close of the skin. Anuja, you need Markane? Okay, Markane. And you know, the idea that I prompted yesterday, you know, sending roosters to Uganda. You know, and I was driving today morning, and just as when I gave this guy a headbutt, some genius idea came to my head.
What is that?
You know, you need our best roosters in the Uganda.
Brilliant, sir. Brilliant idea, sir.
And you know, if we do that, we can indeed generate more and dollars.
Amazing.
We can escape from poverty.
Exactly.
You see, now I had this genius idea. I mean, we need to send our best roosters to Uganda. So I'm just thinking whether we can send Ranjuka.
Oh,
we can send Ranjuka.
Excellent idea, sir. Excellent.
He's a Niyama Kukula. Remember?
Yeah.
He's a Niyama Kukula.
Don't tell me, sir. I know. I have worked with him so long.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just keeping things simple as it is.
Yes, sir.
Just finishing up.
Yeah.
Okay. You can handle it.
Yes.
You can handle it. Shall I carry on?
Yes, sir.
Shall I carry on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All
yeah.
good. All good.
Good.
You know, right. So I'll come and talk to you about our, you know, the treatment.
Okay.
And Anuja, thank you very much. And you know, control what you can control.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, sir. It's okay. We can
It's just
manage
a matter of getting that top bite on.
Exactly, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Just remember what I said.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you
very much.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Okay, then I'll see you around.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
See you around.
Okay. All right. So that is what I was talking about. He is the man who came for last 37 years when there was any emergency, we are in any trouble, he came out of nowhere and helped us to get rid of any problem. That is what I was telling about you.
This time also, sir, he controlled the bleeding without any trouble.
Don't tell me. I know. That is what I'm telling you. Okay? Right? So, now, after serving 37 years, he has done a marvelous job to Sri Lanka. And he has come and did this surgery without any hesitation. So, I can't believe this man is retiring from our hospital and from Sri Lanka. So don't you think This person need a full house round of applause.
Exactly, sir, exactly.
That's my boy, that's how you tell it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. May I thank Dr. Supun Godaheva, Dr. Gayan Bandara, Dr. Banu. Please give a round of applause for sharing with us. Things from our perspective, a few low blows there for all of us, included myself, but those are all in playful banter and no pun offended and no offense intended. Ladies and gentlemen, while dinner goes on, enjoy dinner, enjoy the drinks, enjoy the conversations. A few people from abroad who couldn't be here would like to share their thoughts and sentiments. Don't let it interrupt your dinner. Please carry on with your dinner. But for Prof. Mandika, we'll have a few videos from some of his very close friends from overseas who will be sending a few messages for him while we carry on.
Hey Mandika, my friend. So, you're retiring, but you're not tired. So, I would say you're not retired till you are tired. But anyway, you're taking up another spot in life, another job in life, and you will be able to help many. In fact, you will discover that you are helping a different sort of people. Just as I have found out that I am now back in the medical college teaching the residents how to make a decision to proceed for a vascular procedure and do a great anastomosis. So that's what is required, because the skills that we have honed over all these years have helped us do those distal bypasses even better. And that's what separates the men from the boys. In fact, your distal bypass publication will need an enhancement in a few years, and I think that's a good task for you to keep in mind. I just saw a distal bypass that I'd done in 1995, and it's still thumping all the way down into the anterior tibial artery. So we've done our job in that sense, but we still have miles to go. Could you just retire? No, I don't think so. So carry on the good work. You and I started this journey 30 years ago. You in Sri Lanka, I and my contemporaries in India, and so far it's been a wonderful journey. So thank you, my friend, for being with us and being a great friend that you are. Our friendship will continue to grow.
Dr. Mandika, it is truly a privilege to share a few words on this significant day as you retire after an outstanding career that has left an indelible mark on the world of vascular medicines. You know, we know each other from so many years, and it gives me a unique perspective, as I've been really lucky enough to witness both your professional brilliance and the kind, generous person you are in everyday life. We all know about this. You know, the term as president of the Sri Lankan Vascular Society, I think it must be one of the best in Sri Lankan Vascular Society history, because you led with a vision and compassion, you know, elevating the society and bringing about the advancement in the field that has left a lasting legacy. I think under your guidance, the countless professionals who have just got trained into vascular surgery under your care have benefited from your knowledge and leadership, and it has really resulted in improvement in the vascular care in Sri Lanka. And I think it's continued to serve the community for years to come. Beyond the professional accolades, what has always stood out to me is your humility and genuine care for people. You know, I have seen, despite your tremendous achievements, you have always been someone who puts others first, offering guidance, support, and a listening ears to colleagues and friends, which is, I think, a very rare to find in people who has not only excels in the field, but does so with such grace and humanity. So as you step into retirement, I know this is not the end, but rather the beginning of an exciting new chapter for you. I hope you take this time to relax, explore new passions, and enjoy the fruits of your hard work. Professor Mandika, congratulations once again on your extraordinary journey, and here's to many more years of our friendship, happiness, and success. Thank you.
Hi Mandika, it's Dave Russell here from Leeds. I can't believe it's nearly 25 years ago that you came to Leeds to start your research, and we started working together, myself as the SHO and you as the research fellow in vascular surgery here in Leeds, and you were really fundamental in teaching me some of the basics of vascular surgery, particularly in those day case lists at Chapel Allerton Hospital. I had the privilege of following you into research, and I still remember turning up to the lab on the first day and asking what were those stains on the floor, only to be told that's where Mandika microwaved some xylene, dropped it on the floor, and then stood in it and melted the sole of his shoe. Nonetheless, you were fantastic as a teacher in terms of learning research innovation and research methods, and undoubtedly my research was so much stronger for the fact that I followed on from your very strong base. What a career you've subsequently had in Sri Lanka. You've been a fantastically successful academic, president of the Royal College of Surgeons there, but you've also brought on a generation of surgeons, and we've been lucky enough to work with some of those here in Leeds. Daminda Rajamantri, who followed on from you as a fellow and then has come back to work as a consultant intermittently. Charitha Veerasinghe, who was very fortunate to have as my research fellow here in Leeds, and more recently Tushan, who will be a fantastic protege for you. So many congratulations on a fantastic career. I hope you and Chandrika enjoy a very well-earned, lengthy, healthy and happy retirement. All the very best.
Good morning to all of you from beautiful, sunny Southern California. I'm David Armstrong. I'm a professor of surgery, and I help run our limb preservation program here at the University of Southern California. It is such a pleasure to honor Professor Mandika. I have known him now for about 20 years, and my first impression of him when we met at the airport in Colombo was this humble giant, a gentleman who was clearly a gifted educator, gifted surgeon, and just gifted doctor. And his professional progeny, not just his kids, his personal progeny, those are great too, but his professional progeny, those that he has mentored now, are going to promise him, I think, immortality in the future for all the women and men that they're going to be treating, not just in Sri Lanka, not just in South Asia, but worldwide. Here's to that. Here's to making a difference. And here's to a man who has done that abundantly. Just all our very best from Tanya, our girls here in Los Angeles.
There's one final message from somebody very dear to you, who I've been asked to read out on her behalf, who couldn't send a video message. Professor Shravanti, who's very close to Prof. Mandika, has been very closely associated to her, close to me as well. She sends this message and allow me to read on her behalf. Dear Mandika, I write this on the occasion of your retirement. Time has certainly flown by since that day in Bangalore when you came over and introduced yourself and said you'd like to come and join us in Leeds and to spend some time in clinical research. We thoroughly enjoyed having you with us, and personally, I've been privileged to have known you, Chandrika, and your two children for well over 2 decades now. Over the years, Your dedication to foster and promote academic surgery in Sri Lanka has been outstanding. During this time, you have nurtured and mentored so many surgeons and instilled them in the importance of curiosity. Yours is endless. And a thirst, I know you unstintingly deserve a service to surgery in Sri Lanka, and the wider region has not gone unnoticed. Everyone here this evening will have their own special memories of working with you. Mine is of a person solely dedicated to his craft and to the advancement of the specialty. As a fellow cricket specialist, enthusiast, I say this. As you leave the crease with an unbeaten innings, I wish you all the very best for many more innings, which you will undoubtedly have. Our friendship remains a special one, and I continue to look forward to spending time with Chandrika and you on my now regular visits to Sri Lanka. In closing, let me leave you with this quote from the late Nobel laureate Maya Angelou. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are enjoying the food, the drinks, and the conversations. We heard a lot about Prof over the last, his achievements, what he has done, his impact on the specialty. But I think none would surpass his legacy he has left behind to carry on the work he has done, to pay a fitting tribute to the work and the impact he has done on all of us included. Can I invite three people who are dearly held close to his heart? And I say the three most senior members of our society right now. Can I invite Professor Resni Kasim, President of the SLSVS, Dr. Nalaka Gunawansa, Vice President and President-elect of the SLSVS, and Dr. Ranja Gubeshri, Secretary of the SLSVS, to share some thoughts about his impact on all of us.
Good evening. I'm Resni. This is Nalaka.
Ranjuka.
We are his first Goliaths. Today,
we like to consider ourselves the three musketeers, actually.
Yeah.
We are here today to talk about the legacy he leaves behind once he's gone.
So what is legacy?
I think legacy is the impact or the imprint. And not just for this generation, but generations to come. What did he leave behind? Yeah, he's truly a skillful surgeon. And he's a legend. And he's a visionary. Kasim?
Yep. Yeah. The one example of his skill and vision and what he felt was good for the country he did was when he came to the liver transplant, all the odds were stacked against him. There was no legal system. There is no law here. The judicial medical officer never gave any support. And also, against all this, he decided what's good for the country is doing a liver transplant, and he went on to do it. And he had the vision to say, if we do it now, and if it's successful, it will continue to happen in the future. And the way he did it showed us with any amount of blood loss, he managed to control, explanted and implanted, and he showed amazing skill. So not only that he's skillful and he had the vision that to make Sri Lanka on the liver transplant map, he also has amazing leadership qualities.
Yeah, he's an amazing leader. Over the last almost 25 years that I've worked with him as a trainee and later on as a colleague, two instances that I'd like to highlight. First, the setting up of the SLSVS. Basically, gathering like-minded individuals in vascular surgery, I would say kindred spirits in vascular surgery, getting all of us together and creating this society, the SLSVS, which is now a solid entity and recognized, I would say, almost the world over. And he was the leader of the SLVS for almost 5 years until Resni took over last year. And like I said, started from scratch and gathered all of us, created a constitution and created a legacy in the Vascular Surgical Society. Secondly, in 2014, he was the president of the College of Surgeons in Sri Lanka, and I remember he asked me to become his secretary for the year, which I thought was a great honor, and thank you, sir, for that. So 2014, I saw that during that year how he led the Sri Lankan surgeons in the society. It was a tumultuous period. There were lots of conflicts, a lot of problems, but how he navigated through that and navigated the society and took it along, had one of the best meetings that I've attended to as a trainee and later on as a surgeon. And he led the whole Society of Surgeons that year remarkably well. So I've seen his leadership qualities firsthand, and this is testimony to his leadership skills.
His dedication and his passion for work is absolutely amazing. I think it was 2008, April 12th, and I was just returning from a vascular trauma, going home to be with the family and do the traditions of the New Year. And Prof calls me, there is a brain-dead donor at Sri Jayawardhanapura. Then I was just returning home. Then we spent the entire New Year, the auspicious times and everything, in theaters doing this kidney transplant. And still the patient comes to see him and he's still alive. So I have never seen anybody who's dedicated to work like that. And I have never heard him saying, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I mean, after one after the other, he would just go on. So that stamina that he had is unbelievable. So his passion, his dedication, his stamina, and his hardworking nature, I think will be transcended down the generations through you, through us, to the next generation. And his
humanitarian and philanthropy aspect of it is unbelievable. Because when you become an SR and you hang around in a long time, you see so much more than surgery. And I started in October 2004, and in the first 2 months I realized this man only think that his number one priority is surgery, vascular surgery. Then in December, he said when after the tsunami, 2 or 3 days later, I can't remember, he said, I'm leaving. I was shocked. He had never taken a day off. And he said, can you manage? But no problem. I was very curious to know what he's going to do. I mean, leaving surgery. To see, later on I realized, when he came back, I asked, where did he go, sir? He has gone on a humanitarian work, helping, giving water, food, and all to the tsunami victims. So he does a lot of work like that. But he never told me he's going. I just, out of curiosity, asked. And then he doesn't know, when he talks on the phone, that walls have ears. And I also have ears. So, so you learn a lot about the man. So I realized he is actually sponsoring students who cannot afford to get education, degrees. And later on I hear that they're doing well and gone to Australia, doing various stuff like that. And education. And another time he is talking very gently to a person and another person to see in a far off remote village, I don't know where because I'm not privy to that, he's actually building a home. It must have been built by now because I can't get the whole thing, to someone who doesn't have a home, a mud hut or whatever, I can just imagine. And then all the time near the vascular lab, there are beggars hanging around, or when you say beggars, people who come and ask for money. And some of them, I know for sure they are drug addicts. I say, sir, don't give money. But whenever somebody comes, he always gives money. He never listens to me. So I never seen him refuse somebody. If he doesn't have his wallet is in the jeep, then he will not give, but that he doesn't have money. But there are so much things you learn about his humanitarian and philanthropy aspect. And also, he has another side to him about justice and fair play.
Yeah, I think one thing that always stands out with Prof is his fight for justice. Again, a couple of examples that come to mind. There was a time some time ago where there was a problem within the surgical fraternity itself about our specialty vascular as well as for transplantation. And I remember he was the lone voice there, raising his voice and staking a claim for the specialty to continue and for the transplantation to continue, and which we all greatly appreciate now. And aside from that, whenever one of our colleagues or juniors have any kind of issues with maybe legal, administrative, whatever issues, he's the first person to step in and help, give a hand, and fight for nothing else but justice. And he will go all out just seeking justice and making sure that fair play remains and that justice is finally served. So this is the man.
His humility, and being this big giant in vascular surgery, his humility is amazing. He can walk with any king, any leader, dine, talk, speak, hang around with the leaders, but he would never shy away from speaking to the smallest person in the room. He would even have a long chat with the janitor, the minor staff person. He would treat everybody as an equal human. I mean, that is a very, very rare quality that you see these days. Because as a surgeon, from the position that he was in, he can flex his muscle, show his might to anybody around. Never, ever, I've never seen him do that. So his humility, his down-to-earthness, and, you know, when he's, the moment that we came back as consultants, I mean, just friends, even as SRs, you know, there was no, although he, unless he is challenged by some injustice, he would never, ever show any negativity to anybody. And that humility is amazing. And that just shows what a big human being you are.
So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the legacy that we are talking about. The legacy of this individual.
I think, I mean, it'll just, all these qualities are imprinted. Absolutely. Imprinted through us. It'll just probably continue to the next generation, and not just the next generation and generations to come. And what you have given us, I think, has molded us and given us shape so that our trainees, we are all trainers now. So your legacy will continue down the line, and years to come, you will still see yourself without probably the headbutts. All your other qualities, the untiring nature and the perseverance and your, standing against injustice and helping people, your humility, it'll just transcend down the line.
And sir, you have put the benchmark of this legacy so high. I only hope and pray that we do justice to that. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. One more thing, he was to mention, he was, I think Madam did all the, his dress sense was not so great, I would say. Because he didn't have time to get clothes. Madam would get decent clothes, but then we would go abroad, on our foreign tours, and I would take him around, shop with him, get him some fancy clothes, Now he's looking younger than before, and he's dressing like, dressing like a model now. So, lots of fun memories, but, with the less time that we have, we can go on and on talking about what we got from you and the aspirations and, how you inspired us. And he's the one who actually just came and asked all of us to do vascular surgery, because there weren't many doing vascular surgery, not like these days. So thank you very much, sir. You will be in our hearts, and I hope this legacy will continue.
This is not just three of us. There are lots of us here.
Yeah.
And why don't legacy
can all the vascular surgeons come onto the stage, please? Everyone who's trained with Prof.
We are just three.
Speaking of Professor Mandika Wijeyaratne, the legend. He's basically Michael DeBakey and Denton Cooley of Sri Lanka. And I strongly believe that he's the reason why vascular surgery is such a strong field in Sri Lanka and why we are punching well beyond our weight compared to the world. And dear sir, I congratulate on the legendary career that you had, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. And I'm honored and privileged to be your research assistant, registrar, as well as your last senior registrar. And I hope that you would keep on contributing to the field of vascular surgery in Sri Lanka and be in touch with us.
It was an amazing experience working with you, sir, and I am privileged to become one of your final senior registrars in training. I really appreciate the motivation you provided me to advance as a vascular surgeon. Happy retirement, sir, and I know you are a one call away when in a need.
Hello, sir. It has been a great privilege to work alongside you. Your hard work, professionalism, positive attitude have always been a source of motivation for us. Above all, you are an amazing human being. I mean, not so-called the typical human being. You are a prestigious and a blessed version of you. Yes, sir. Wish you a very happy retirement.
Dear sir, I'm really lucky to be your last trainee, and it was my beginning. I would appreciate your kindness and superhumanity. Your retirement is going to be a great loss for the entire society. However, I would like to wish you a happy retirement.
It was a privilege to train under Mandika sir. His immense knowledge, teaching and patient care always inspire me. Happy retirement, sir.
We would like to thank you for shaping us as better surgeons who can work anywhere in the world without any hesitation.
I agree with Damita, and to be honest, sir, it wasn't easy at the beginning with you, but when we work more closely and when we get to know you more, it was very easy to work with you, and you are an inspirational character. So we would like to wish you for a happy, peaceful and healthy retirement.
As your trainee, I have had the privilege of learning so much from you. Your guidance has shaped me, not only my skills, but also my attitude and approach towards patient care. Thank you very much for being such a remarkable mentor. Wishing you all the best, sir, in your retirement.
Dear sir, your support and guidance have been invaluable. We had a lot of fun memories with Prof. I fondly recall some tactics we used to avoid long hours of ward rounds, like keeping complicated patients on the bench outside the ward. But nothing could save your boastful life. Dear sir, your leadership, humor and unwavering commitment will be deeply missed. Wish you a happy retirement.
Sir, you have been a great surgeon, mentor and a trainer. Thank you very much for all you have done for the vascular community and the trainees. Best wishes for a happy retirement, sir. Thank you.
Prof. Mandika's impact on my life as a young surgeon. Firstly, to work fearlessly and think out of the box and do my level test to my patients with the limited resources we have. Second impact, obviously, on my frontal bone here and my proximal phalanxes right here, during I assisted him as a senior registrar.
Prof is a great surgeon. He's a great human being. One of the most important things that I have learned from him is to keep going despite whatever obstacles and criticisms that they throw at you. Prof, I wish you all the best for your retirement. Please keep up your good work, and thank you for all the teaching and all the help you have given me.
Prof is the legend in our field with young heart and fast moving hand. One good day we scheduled a AAA, so we dissected and called Prof to the rest. So he came in and said, "You proceed." We managed to complete the AAA and asked him to come and assess. He said he's going to do the inferior mesenteric. No idea about the inferior mesenteric, but he said, do as it is like a AVF. We finished it. So he went out and said, my SR has completed a AAA confidently. The whole week he announced everyone. That is Prof. Thank you, Prof. Because of you, we are here.
Dear sir, it's a privilege to mention that I have been training under Prof. Mandika Wijeyaratne, the legendary vascular surgeon. What I love the most is your word-round talks which last for hours and hours. That's where I have understood what a beautiful human being you are. Not only that, I do also remember your painful head knocks at the theatre and sometimes the talk you deliver to your bystanders also. Happy retirement, sir. You will be greatly missed.
Three things I admire about Prof. First thing, he never gives up any operation. If you call him during the bypasses saying that there is no distal runoff, if he comes in, ultimately he will find a distal runoff vessel to proceed with the anastomosis. The second thing is the ability of the Prof to control bleeding. Usually Prof Kasim says if there's bleeding, remember 6 P's. We know 5 P's, but the 6 P is called Prof. The third thing is the headshots he gives to the senior registrars during the operations. If you do something wrong, what he does is he gives you a powerful headshots. And the beauty of this headshot is the speed and accuracy of the operation never changes during or after the headshot. Thank you.
I remember Prof once telling me about how he started doing his lower cardiac bypasses as a junior consultant. Long hours of surgery, failures, re-explorations and review procedures, and how he finally mastered the best technique of bypass that will really work on our patients. Now, about 3 decades later, as one of the second generation trainees, his thought just occurred to me. What if Prof did give up when he failed on bypasses those days? What if Prof did listen to all the people who judged him and criticized him on his failures? What would have happened to all these patients now, walking around with salvage limbs all around the country in Colombo, Kandy, Kurunagar, Anuradhapura, Kurunagar? It's so amazing to think that one person's courage, determination, hard work and commitment could change and benefit generations ahead. So, thank you, sir, for not giving up.
You are a legend in vascular surgery. You taught me everything, especially using the diathermy to dissect vascular structures without any fear. I am really proud of that. I am taking this opportunity to say thank you for shaping me into a surgeon that I am today. I wish you to have a healthy and enjoyable retirement life. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for taking a chance on me. That's almost 14 years ago. The same very place. It has changed me since then and carried me forward for where I am today. It's been a pleasure and an honor and a blessing to have you in my life. You've been an inspiration to many, but none more than to me. This place will never quite be the same without you. But I wish you a very happy retirement in your life ahead.
When I started my surgical training as a surgical registrar, becoming a vascular surgeon was not in any of my cards until I spent a few months under you at the Prof unit. Your guidance and mentorship shaped my career and is the basis of who and where I am today as a vascular surgeon. This is the case for a generation of vascular surgeons in Sri Lanka. Thank you and happy retirement, sir.
Before this, I had been in a system where almost everyone I knew discouraged me from pursuing vascular surgery. 2 months as his registrar completely changed this, and since then I have never looked back. He has inspired many young surgeons, and we are all ever so grateful to him.
Professor Mandika is my mentor and one of the greatest trainers I ever met in my life during the vascular training. One of the fascinating things about his training is that as a trainee, you should be able to tolerate a lot of head trauma during assistance. And he used to feel a lot of head knocks during assistance whenever you go wrong. And he doesn't feel any pain at all, but you feel the pain.
Later I realized the reason is that he is having a stiff forehead, but not you.
Hello everyone, I want to share how Professor impact, how we approach the day-to-day challenges we face. This he does by asking a simple question, and the question is why. When we make a diagnosis, he will ask why. When we treat a patient, also he will ask why. And by asking this question repeatedly, we changed ourselves and we also started asking why when we do certain things. This way, I found that the way we approach certain things have changed towards a better side. This is how great personalities impact others' life. I wish all the very best for your retired life. Thank you.
I can't believe that we all have to give farewell to our mentor, who has been a huge inspiration to my life and my career, who somehow looks younger and more energetic than all of us. If I had to sum up his incredible influence in my life to one thing, it would be he always pushed us to be better and bigger. He just didn't thrive for excellence, he showed us how it looked like. And we all hooked and addicted to it. So that drive, that legacy is something that all his trainees will never forget and carry forward. Thank you very much, sir, for everything that you have done to us, to me and to the country, and have a wonderful retirement.
The most striking quality of Prof. Mandika is that other than his surgical skill, his conduct, his wisdom, and everything else, his unwavering pursuit of perfection and his tireless nature. He would, if he sets his mind on something, he will just not take no for an answer. He will just go on trying to make it perfect. So, all in all, he is a superb human being, excellent teacher, excellent surgeon, and an excellent colleague now. And it has been an honor working with him, being trained by him. And he is a true master and a true major. So all the very best. I think he's getting younger and younger by the day. He looks younger than when he was SRs, but he has to retire, but I'm sure he's not going to retire. But this is just to wish him luck and wish him, give all the prayers and good luck for his future endeavors. All the best to you, sir.
Prof's amazing work ethic. I think his commitment and work ethic, I think it's rubbed off on all of us. I think we have all benefited from that. His amazing skill of working, taking on any challenge, working till middle of the night, maybe even later, and then coming next day morning first to come to the ward and say, right, let's get started again. Amazing work ethic, amazing commitment. That's the one thing that I will always remember.
Professor Mandika Wijeyaratne, a legendary vascular surgeon. He encouraged me to do vascular surgery and he trained me in vascular surgery. I learned much more than vascular surgery from him. If not for him, thank God, I won't be in this place today. I wish you all the very best, sir, on your retirement.
Twenty-six trainees who have continued your legacy. Would like to say a final thank you. Can I please invite you onto the stage to take a small appreciation, a small token of our love and our appreciation to you. So the night's never over until we hear a few words from you. Can I please ask you to come up onto the lectern to say a few thoughts?
Right, what do I say? First, I must say I did not know anything about this farewell event. I came here because Sanuja, my son-in-law, was supposed to be giving a presentation, and he said, today is the day, this is the time, and it's lounge. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't think there was anything strange about that until I came here. So I haven't actually come prepared with any talk, but I generally have certain, whatever goes through my mind, I have this habit of, I've told Rizni, who's there with me all the time, if you just want to check what's in my head, it's on notes in my, it goes with the laptop, iPad, and the telephone. And so I've got a few thoughts. But yes, I've had many surprises in life. Many surprises. The first one, I suppose, yeah, it was when Chandrika said yes, 45 years ago. And probably the next surprise was that I passed my second MBA exam. I never really wanted to do medicine. I mean, it's worked for me. But my first love was Hema Priya here. He's gone, right? He was my classmate, O-levels, A-levels. We were just fanatics in physics and maths. He also did medicine. I did medicine. I think the first presentation said, Dulakuma. I mean, I used to call you Dulakuma. He's Vikramarachi. He was in class with me. Ravi was in class with me. Nobody could show me a future in physics and maths that really in this country. And I was coaxed into agreeing to do biology, which I probably felt extremely sad when I shifted. I can still cry about it. And I had a miserable A-levels, but I got into medicine in Colombo. If I really wanted, yes, I would do it. And probably that's what all these guys have sensed. So second MB, I was very depressed. It was with the way things are done, rote learning. I just hated it, reacted very severely towards it. And then when I passed my second MB, I was actually delighted, but at the same time very surprised. And subsequently, well, what got me stuck was clinical medicine, problem solving. That slowly changed. I got interested more and more in that, but I was really surprised to pass some of the exams. Parasite and micro, I passed without studying. I don't know how. And then I thought I can pass many exams like that, and I failed community medicine. I did fail. And then the clinicals, once I cleared that, the clinicals were smooth sailing. And I did enjoy the rest of it. The surprises, I was also surprised when I passed MS Part 2 in 1987. 85% failed that exam. That's why I was surprised. I just happened to pass. But what are the other surprises? When I joined the department in 1990, I was somewhat surprised. Profs told me that I was interested, but I was thinking back, I think I was fairly arrogant. And I said I wanted to do vascular surgery. I had this passion for blood and vessels, probably because it fails. If something was going to fail, then I was there. The challenge. And when I got selected, I was happy, delighted, but I was also surprised. When the first liver transplant, the patient survived and went home, I was surprised. Nalaka and Rajni were with me then. And as Rajni said, I was preparing for it in my head, and then I coaxed them to go to Auckland. Both of them went there. They got some hands-on experience there. And once they got back, we got on and did it, and it was a surprise. So I'm just going through some of the surprises in my life. Of course, the other big surprise to me was when I was not selected for the chair in surgery by a panel that didn't have a single surgeon. And then I was also, again, utterly surprised when the university acknowledged they had completely mucked up the marks, got the marks wrong, and they were decent enough to correct and backdate the whole thing by 7 years and appoint me in 2015. And I must thank President's Counsel Ikram Mohammed, who subsequently defended my position because it had to be sorted out in court eventually. And Ikram, so grateful that you stood for my justice. So that was a surprise. So I think I've given 8 surprises. 9 surprises when I realized all my postgraduate trainees, despite being overworked, battered, I personally don't feel I abused them. I never, I mean, I didn't do that. And I'm sure they agreed. I disagreed with them, even sometimes for the sake of doing it, and headbutted them. I'm surprised in a way that, you know, it did impact on them. I probably transferred some of the attitudes and the drive, the adrenaline, head to head. and it worked. And I'm so proud that they have come out in flying colors. I mean, I couldn't ask for more. They're an excellent bunch, excellent generation of vascular surgeons who will take this specialty in an explosive fashion into the future. It's already happening. And most of the country has a vascular surgeon today. From where we started with Rajni coming on in 2004. But the biggest surprise in my life, above all that, was today. I mean, I had forgotten about it. We had a fantastic farewell on the 30th of, that's 2 days back, in the National Hospital. And I thought it was done, dusted, and over. And then today, I do function simple and foolish, I must say. Anyway, it was fun. It's absolutely fun, and I must thank the guys who organized it. I have no words to say about. I mean, I'm truly overwhelmed by what's been happening today. So, I mean, surprises can kill old people, right? I mean, huge surprises can kill even middle-aged people. But I'm still alive, so you can guess how young I am. So I just go back to some of the thoughts I have on my phone. Yeah, it is with a lot of humility, deep sense of gratitude, and honest reflection that I stand before you today. You have painted the most beautiful, glorious picture about me. I'm truly embarrassed, to say the least. I mean, I never thought of anything like that. I really thank for whatever you have said, the good things, and I trust that you meant what you said. Sure. To quote Pablo Picasso, he said, "The meaning of life is to find your gift. The purpose of life is to give it away." It's not the grandeur of this event that matters mostly to me. It is my realization right here that I have actually made a difference, that I have positively, significantly impacted on you and the service we are so passionate about. We just wanted it to be as good as anything in the world or even better. Whether we got there or not is a different story. But I think what you have said is exactly what's been in my head right along, and it has got communicated to you. That's what's most special to me. When I first embarked on this path, I could not have imagined how profound that impact would be on me as a surgeon or even as a person, because surgery is one of the most humbling jobs that one can do. It constantly humbles you. Anything can go wrong, any time, any number of times. However much you have done it, the next one, you could be clean bowled. Clean bowled means the patient goes. There's a saying that goes, you can never master surgery. You merely grow more capable. But surgery, as you know well, I can't do surgery, everything by myself. I have been extremely fortunate to have excellent support. I mean, started off with Rizni and the giants, the Nalaka, Ranjuka, Charit, and 27 of them have been through us. They've given excellent support. Even after they have qualified as surgeons, we sometimes come together to sort out our problems. Recently, I had a patient who was dying after bilateral polycystic kidney removal. Bilateral, huge kidneys, 5 kilos. And the patient was just pouring out fluid into the peritoneal cavity. And I had opened once. Second reopening, I just called these great guys. I said, everybody come, we need to do something. And Rizni is a master, he has his special technique of clipping everything. Clipped everything. And it was just fluid pouring out of, like pancreatitis, just exudate. And every bit of it was clipped, maybe about 50 to 100 clips, and the patient settled. So we are no longer, we work together. Whoever is around will come and help one another. We always try to work together. So that is the spirit in which we work now, something to be really proud of. We have fantastic anesthetists. Anuja, Vihara has joined us, Rashini. Really great support at that end. And then we cannot forget the nursing staff that always supports us. The staff that worked with me on Saturdays till late into the evening, starting second casualties at 10 o'clock in the night was my habit when I started. 10 o'clock in the night, finish at 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to perfect this distal bypass. And then when we started doing liver transplants, I remember Nalaka and Rizni, and then Ranjaka was with us. We start explanting, we wake up at 3, explanting at 4, retrieval, and you start, then we go to Central Hospital down Norris Canal for a little breakfast and start the liver transplant, finish it at 5, and then the nurses will tell you there are some kidneys also to be transplanted. And we have to transplant them as well because there was no one else at that time. So we've done enormous amounts of work, and I think that sticks in everybody. Yes, life has been a bed of roses. I would consider I've been extremely fortunate to have all the support and the luck to get through everything. It's been activity rich, rewarding, and life affirming. But the bed of roses were in a bed of thorns. I don't think you get roses without thorns. The thorns were very vicious, hurtful, caused bleeding, and nearly killed you at times. But I managed to navigate the whole thing, survived with a lot of luck. But maybe some of the things that I thought helped, I would like to mention. Why I survived. First thing is to aim at the stars. You'll get somewhere. Not achieving is okay, but not to try is inexcusable. Fake is becoming so acceptable that people get offended when you are real. But I think I tried my level best to be real. Never really acted well. I was a terrible actor. Supun did a super act today. Well done. I knew he's a fantastic vocalist. I didn't know he was such a good actor. I would say, yeah, always declare conflicts of interest, be open, free, and honest, and trusting. Simply, I believe in being simple and foolish. Honesty always, I believe, protects you at the end of the day. You don't carry any weight, any headaches if you've been that. It's okay to make mistakes. Other thing is to be free of fear of failure. The only man who never makes a mistake was a man who did nothing, didn't do anything. Success and failure are just two sides of the same coin. I also don't hate to be a prisoner of rules. I would always use discretion and get around things, deviate from the rules for good reason, being transparent and accountable. I find we get stuck with rules without questioning. As Joel said, I had that obsession with why business, and why not change. I'm trying to do that with the postgraduate MD program at the moment, and I hope we can succeed. Srinath is here. No. We are trying to do that together. I would say always we chase great outcomes, not, probably never, riches or fame. Great riches and fame pursue great outcomes. And that's been, I'm sure they all believe in that. We always put the patient interest in front, nothing else. And we all do extremely well at the end of it. And finally, always try to be kind to yourself. You will be unkind to yourself if you're not kind to others. first you will be hurting yourself. So let me end by saying something about commitment, which we had in no short supply. Total commitment is the crux. But it's tough. You need to have a good reason, the why, the grand purpose for doing anything. And we have it. Patient well-being, success in our procedures, that is the grand objective, the reason. But commitment requires focus, time, and perseverance. Sabotage and distractions become ineffective when you're totally committed. But what about having to make sacrifices? You need to sacrifice when there are competing interests. And we all have competing interests. We have family, parents. I had two parents, both passed. My father passed away this year and my mother 2 years back. Children, everything else, competing interests. If you have to sacrifice a lot, I believe you burn out. You hear that all the time. I was fortunate, I didn't burn out. So sacrifice is about not being able to attend to other competing interests. And I've been extremely lucky that all my competing interests were taken care of by Chandrika, leaving me to do what I did and we did. Finally, I just wanted to remind Prof. Sharifdeen, I think a long time ago, when I was a senior lecturer, I think he was a bit disturbed that my shoes were not polished. But he would never tell me. When he had a problem with me, he never told me. What did he do? He told Chandrika. So he had told Chandrika, something is wrong, Mandika's shoes are dirty. And she had never forgotten that. And she still maintains my shoes. It's terrible. But when I know that she's going to do it, I sometimes feel bad about it and do it myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't have probably bothered about it. Finally, to the young ones here, I think I would say the greatest tragedy in life is not that we aim too high and miss, but when we who are destined to be mara trees end up as bonsai. I want you to be the greatest mara trees. Let me say thank you once again. Thank you for this unbelievable farewell. And all those who have come here to bid me farewell. I'm just turning the page. It's a new chapter. I'm going to miss. I won't find people to headbutt. Challenge. But I'll do something about it. I don't know. Keep going. So I'll definitely miss you guys and the activity. But once again, thank you so much for being here and giving me this outstanding farewell. I have no words to describe this. But I forgot to mention Rezni Qasim. I forgot, sorry. This guy has been with me from 2004. A little before that, but 2004 he took vascular. And he's been my right hand and left hand because he was in the department The others have moved out of the department. This guy stays with me in the department. And recently, Tushan and Joel have joined, and we have a fantastic team in the department. I have absolutely no trepidation leaving the department because these guys are super. But Rizni has been my left hand and right hand. We've been through all the joy and all the disasters together. And I've learned, I mean, he's praising me. I mean, I have to praise him. I couldn't have got anybody better than this man to support me. He's an outstanding human being, 150% honest. And I think we together was more than 1 + 1, 2. It was more than that. And Rizni, thank you. I mean, I think I was very lucky with the people I met. And I didn't do anything expecting, definitely not expecting this, definitely not. I just did what I had to do and did it the way I know best to do, and that was it. So let me not keep you here any longer. It's almost 11:30. Thank you so much once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Almost at the end of our program. It's been a long night, but a lot of pleasant memories, pleasant emotions. One last farewell and adieu from the family. Can I invite Mr. Jagatlal to speak a few words from the family?
Good evening. Here's another surprise from Anji. It's not on the agenda. I am Jagat Vikramarachi, but Manchi calls me Dula Kumar because that was the name that was used in the school. I think I am the person here in this audience, the longest known person to Manchi. We met in 1965 in the kindergarten. And I just want to make one small point, because I was given only 5 minutes to talk. And Chandri specifically asked me, "Are you drunk?" I said, "No." And she said, "Don't talk about me and talk about Manchi." So I have to stick to the instructions. Over the years, from 1965, in Royal Primary School, we had, when the class teacher goes on leave or is absent, the usual practice was to divide the 35 in my class into 5 or 6 and divide and send them to the other classes of the same grade. For some reason or the other, I always, with my other guys in my class, 5 or 6, gets put in Manchi's class. And for some reason, there is a desk surrounded by 5 people in the primary school, kindergarten, and out of the 6 students coming from my class, that's 1B, is given 1 to each table. For some reason, I get a chance to sit with Manchi all the time. So I have realized there are certain qualities in Manchi, even from that little age. Tell me if I'm going over 5 minutes. Satara Brahma Viharana. if I tell you in English, they are called 4 divine abodes. Metta, Mudita, Karuna, Upeksha. Enough's been spoken, a lot's been spoken about Manchi's professional life, but I'm going to talk to you about his spiritual life, which I have learned over the years from 1965 onwards up until we met in the medical school as well. So we continued to go to medical school. As a stranger coming to his desk, he treated me with these 4 features. Metta is Maitreya. Whatever I did, under stress, because I hated going to other classes, but under stress, I was put in Manchi's desk, and the way he treated me with metta was remarkable. He was very, very, what's the word? Mata Maitriyen Salakwa. Second quality he had was karuna, loving kindness. He was a very kind person, even from the age of 5, 6, 7, 8. Mudita is where you enjoy the development or achievements of the others. So if I answer the teacher's question, Manchi was clapping. I still remember him doing that. There were few others as well who had these qualities. So he was full of mudita even as a very small child. Upeksha is the last one out of Satara Brahma Viharana. Upeksha was whatever I did, he took it very neutrally. He didn't get upset, he didn't get angry. So he was full of these 4 qualities. That's the point I wanted to stress in this audience. He was a Brahma in the true sense of words. And I wish him very well in his retirement. And I'm not going to talk about Chandri because I'm restricted. So thank you very much. In Ravi Algama's speech, he mentioned my name as Vikramarachi. And Manchi mentioned my name as Dula Kumara, which is my primary school name. And I'm known as Jagat Vikramarachi now. We divided into different specialities. He decided to go into surgery. I decided to go into gynecology. And so that's we are here. Thank you, Manchi, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. I think words spoken true to his heart, which he could not have not had. Ladies and gentlemen, the night is over, the night is done. We say tribute to a very great man who's been very close to us. The dance floor shall resume very shortly, and hope you can all join us who can. We dance all the way to the early wee mornings of next day. One last trip down, if you may, down memory lane, with its nostalgia, with its emotions. I shall let it get.
Sir, acknowledges great governments.
Mandika madam, the family, his relatives, his friends, his teachers, his colleagues, the faculty, the department, for your presence today as we gather to express our heartfelt gratitude to a truly great man. It is all of you and many more, those with us today and those watching from above, that have contributed to make him who he is. Thank you for the honor and privilege of sharing his life with us. From Resni Kasim, the senior most trainee, who carries this mantle forward, to the junior most SR, thank you, Prof. Mandika Wijeyaratne. After 34 years of service, it is clear that nothing could be asked more of you. You have given yourself fully into the career of teaching, guiding, mentoring, and inspiring greatness from all others around you. And that is why, my dear sir, we are all in debt to you, fully and completely. You have led by example, carried yourself with the self-assuredness that are hallmarks of who you are. No one has done it better. No one has ever cared more. None have ever picked up as many others along the way and carried them all the way to the finish line. You are an inspiration to many and to all. You are our father, we are your children, we are your family. Thank you for teaching us that without commitment you will never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you would never finish. You've shown us that life is not easy. It's not easy. You taught us to never give up. Keep working, keep pushing, strive for perfection. Fall down 7 times to get up 8. Thank you for instilling in us that it's okay to fail. To get something you never had, you must do something you never did. Though you may have retired, you will always have a home here with us. Your legacy will continue to inspire us as we, the SLSV, as we carry on your lessons into the future. Thank you for being our guide, our mentor, and for everything you have done for us. As we close this evening, know that we will profoundly miss your energy, your passion, your relentless pursuit for doing what is right. We will miss you. We will miss everything you've done for us. And in words of Frank Sinatra, we will miss your unique way. Thank you.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I traveled each and every highway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do, and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my There were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall, and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing, and now as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way, oh no, not me. I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got, if not himself? Then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my Yes, it was my